previous video, I just kind of posted a few minutes of me kind of noodling around this guitar, just doing some improvisation to a backing track, give you an idea of how it sounds. I've had this Epiphone for a couple of months now, so I thought what I'd do this time is put up kind of a mini review, but just kind of how I'm feeling about it. A couple of months in, using it quite a bit, obviously not gigging with it because there are no gigs, because we're in lockdown. And there's probably not going to be any until at least the summer, so I won't get a chance to really use it in a venue until then. But I've been using it for recording and practice and writing and that kind of stuff, and I love it. It's really, really good. So this is actually one of the, I think it is the cheapest of the casino range that Epiphone do, which baffles me a wee bit because the electronics are an upgrade from the standard Epiphone pots, for example, because you get CTS pots and it's the pickup sound a wee bit sweeter. I remember playing a casino quite a few years ago, and it was okay, but it didn't really, spark anything off. But this one really does. The Worn Finish might divide some opinion, not just with looks but with feel as well. So when you first get the guitar, the neck can feel a wee bit rough, kind of a bit unfinished. But really, really quickly, once I started playing it, it started to really settle in and smooth out a little bit. A lot like, I've got a Tribute Les Paul Jr. as well, and that comes with the kind of Gibson version of the Worn Finish. That's a thin nitrocellulose, but and this is obviously more of a kind of I think a poly finish, I would assume, or certainly a kind of cheaper. It wouldn't be as nitrocellulose, so that would bump the cost up. But like with that one, the more you played it, the smoother and more comfortable the neck got. It didn't really take very long. Just when you first get out of the box, like, oh, this is a bit weird, but it kind of gets a wee bit smoother. Well, that was in my case anyway. It might not be the same for everybody. So aside from that, I just had to do a couple little tweaks. I've obviously taken the scratch plate off, or the pick guard, whatever you want to call it. I've done that mainly for cosmetic reasons. It was getting in the way sometimes because obviously it's slightly raised on an arched up guitar, just like a Les Paul. Or a 335. Didn't really have any problems with rattle or anything like that. It was all very secure. I just prefer the look without it, a la Gary Clark Jr. Can you say it? Gary Clark Jr., John Lennon, other people like that have used casinos, Paul Weller as well. And I've had to tweak the truss rod just very slightly, just straighten the neck out a wee bit, adjusted the action, and just because we're in a weird weather season of winter in Scotland, so just had to make a couple of wee adjustments. But aside from that, it plays great. So the thing I like about it as well, as I say, the pickups are good, nice and responsive. Really rich tones. I'm not using my, I have an Electar valve amp behind me, a kind of modded one. For all you people of a certain age that remember Music Yo, when Epiphone put out, Gibson really put out Epiphone amps under the Electar name. I've got a modded 30 watt tube amp that's was one of those, but the innards have been kind of changed. But that's very loud. My neighbours would kill me if I used that. So I'm just using a Fender Super Champ XD on the Champ setting. So just kind of nice, kind of clean tones. That's a hybrid modelling amp, so you get a little bit of kind of valvey goodness. So you can kind of hear the kind of nice sweet tones. Here's the middle pick. I'll do some chords here for you. You can see it's quite a nice kind of funky sound. The P90s help. Not quite as kind of biting as a Strat single coil, but kind of nice and kind of full sound. And it's my favourite pickup. I've got a few P90 guitar. Here's the neck pick. The bridge pickup. So you get that really kind of funky, kind of cut-through sound as well. So all I can say is I've had a few months in now, loving this guitar. Nothing wrong with it at all. As I say, it's the cheapest of the casino range. It comes in at $399. These were like hen's teeth when they came out, really hard to get. So I managed to get one. I mean, I think I got the last one in Guitar because they were out of stock just after I ordered it, unless a load of people bought them at once. But I think they're coming back in the next couple of months, back in stock. So it's worth trying one, you know, if you can get to a shop to do it if they're open. See how it feels. The only other thing that may be divisive on it is the neck's fairly thin. Now I've got a few different guitars with different size necks, and this is thinner. My Les Paul Junior has a kind of 60s Gibson profile. This is a wee bit thinner than that, so you won't be able to really see it on the camera. So some people might not like that. I got used to it really quick. It's nice and comfortable to play. You do feel the difference when you first pick it up. But yeah, it's just a really comfortable guitar and sounds loud acoustically as well. I'll give you an acoustic. So there you go. So nice and loud. Okay, so I'll finish off with some dirty tones. I'm just going to switch it to a bassman setting here, so just a slight crunch, and I'll play out with some kind of little chordal thing, some riffs or something. And if you want to hear this guitar in action, I recorded pretty much all but one of the electric guitar parts on a single I've got out just now called Talking Loud, which is on Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music, that kind of thing. I'll put a link in the description so you can kind of hear the guitar in a recorded kind of setting. So here's some slightly crunchier tones. Just do the bridge pickup for you. So, nice big sounds from that. I'd recommend getting one. That's my personal opinion after using one for a couple of months. Obviously check it and see if you like it, because everyone's different. But yeah, wouldn't hesitate. Thanks very much for watching.